All right, welcome to Broadcast Guitar. I am Josh Siegel, glad to be here. We're doing a deep dive on Jacket by Sam Evian from this album. And yeah, today's special guest, Santiago, is going to drop in for the 10-minute or 15-minute Q&A at the end. I got plenty of questions for him and look forward to chatting. So we've got a great audience. You know, we've got the actual bandmate. So let's get into it. Okay, so then he gets into that melody. Let's see if I can figure out that vocal melody. Okay, maybe the riff. Let's see, he goes. Kind of similar to the melody. Okay, plenty to work with there. All right, let's jump into the whiteboard and make some sense of that chord progression. Because once you got the chords, that's not the one I wanted this one. Okay, once you're feeling really good about the notes and the chords, the melody and the lead that you want to play will all click into place. So let's do it like this. Get my pencil working. Okay, so it's in the key of A major, but we're going to see some 5 of some chords. That's called a secondary dominant. There's a video in the fundamentals section called What's Up with Secondary Dominants. If this concept is new to you, check out that video as a refresher and just keep analyzing songs and you will start to see these chords pop up. So for the key of A, whole step to B, whole step to C sharp. You can see the steps up there. Half step to D, whole step to E, whole step to F sharp, whole step to, I messed something up here. D, E, F sharp. Oh, I see what I did. G sharp. I was just in my illustration. Here we go. I tried to plan ahead and put a line where there shouldn't be one. Here we go. This is getting cleaner. Here we go. That's a G sharp in the 7th spot. And then there's a half step to get back to that 8th. There we go. That's what I meant to do. Okay, so we got the A major scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now what a secondary dominant is, and we could play those as chords or as single notes. So we're talking about as playing them as chords. So what I want to kind of drive home is that each chord, except for the 7th one, 7th one does not, because the 7th chord is a G sharp diminished, and a diminished chord does not have a 5 of. But if we just look at the A, the 5 of A is E. So we wouldn't really call that a secondary dominant because that is the 5 of A. Another word for 5 is dominant. So the 5 of A is E. We already got that one. But let's look at B. What's the 5 of 2? You got to know all of your scales, but I'll just tell you the 5 of B is F sharp. The 5 of C sharp is G sharp. The 5 of D is A. So we wouldn't really call it that because that's the 1. So we don't say the 5 of 4. We just don't. We do encounter this one. The 5 of 5 is B. The 5 of 6 is C sharp. And then, like I said, we're not going to see that 7th one. So those are really the only ones you got to look out for. Those 4 right there. The 5 of 2, the 5 of 3, the 5 of 5, and the 5 of 6. Now look down below. That's jacket right there. This is the verse. So A is a 1. It is going to the 6 chord, the minor 6, but look at what they use to get there. I'll do a little color here. To get from here to here, which maybe I should say he's going to play it as an F sharp minor. But before he does that, he does a little detour right here and then up to there. Hope that helps with those colors. We'll get those out of the way. Okay, I think I got it. So what we're going to call that one, the C sharp, is the, actually I want to do it like this. I want to call it, let me get a little more space. I want to call it, honestly, the major 3, but I want you to know that it's working as the 5 of 6. Because you're going to hear people call them both. They're going to call it the major 3 or the 5 of 6. But you can really see now why it's there, why it goes major. Setting up the 6 chord. Then right here, we know the B, or sorry, we know the E is the 5 right there. So just take a look right here, and you're going to see that he sets up the 5 with the 5 of 5. But again, I'm going to put it here, 5 of 5, because you're also going to see people call it a major 2. Okay, running out of room. See if I can squeeze it on the screen. There we go. And again, if you feel really good, if you understand that verse right there, 1, major 3, minor 6, major 2, 5. But again, just kind of like, if you're really more comfortable with just the major scale, just think of it like this, and this, and this. You know these. 1, 6, 5, just the major scale. And then look at how they're just leaning out that window up there to play the 5 of. But that does require knowing the notes in your chords. I did have another sheet up here for the circle of fifths. Heck, we ought to do it. It's one of the hot topics. While I got the whiteboard up, circle of fifths. Obviously, it's using secondary dominants, but let's just use this screen since I have it ready, just to kind of drive the point home. So it dawned on me what might help is to think of it backwards. We're trying to get to A. I've even got red here. We'll say that's like our home base right there. So let's just work backwards. The 5 of A is E. See how that chord comes before there? So now let's look at the E scale. E, whole step to F sharp, whole step to G sharp, half step to A, whole step to B. So now notice the B. So the chord before, let's just look at this the way it's climbing. There. Let's keep going backwards. The B scale, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp. So notice, there it is again, F sharp. So preceding the B chord is the 5 of it. The 5 of B is F sharp, which would be F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp. Look at that. C sharp is the chord setting up the F sharp. The C sharp scale is C sharp, D sharp. Yes, it's called E sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. So we can see by getting to that C sharp, we're just starting to make our way through. This is the circle. I regret writing it there, but you get the idea. That's the circle of fifths. Okay. Hope that helps. Let that kind of guide us through the deep dive here with the guitar. And I think what the first thing I want to start with is I want you, even though we got all these cool parts, I want you to just feel really good about moving between a 1, a major 3, and a minor 6. Let's start there, okay? So we're zooming in. Let's do it like this. A, C sharp, and E. Those are the 3 notes in an A chord. A, C sharp, E. A, C sharp, E. Now I got to get to C sharp, E sharp, and G sharp. That's a C sharp major. Because as you always hear me say, if a C chord is C, E, G, a C sharp is C sharp, E sharp, G sharp. That's the correct spelling. So in this case, we are going to call this an E sharp because just of the way it's working. So we got A, C sharp, E. I like the C sharp because I'm had to do a C sharp chord. So I want C sharp, G sharp, and E sharp right there. And that's where you can really start to hear the sound of a 1 to a major 3. A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, G sharp, C sharp, E sharp. Now maybe let's go F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp. That's our minor 6. So again, I'm showing you how to get from an A to a C sharp, which is the 5 of 6, F sharp minor. So we did it here. I'm just doing it like this with my pick. I'm doing it like that because there's no 3 strings I can do this chord on. F sharp, A, C sharp, or F sharp, open A, C sharp. That's how you move from a 1, major 3, minor 6. Let's stick with that 1, major 3, minor 6. And remember, we're ultimately going 1, 6. That's really common. 1, 6, 1, 6. But there's that setup chord. Okay, so now let's say we're here. E, A, C sharp. The A has to go down to a, or I'm sorry, this is an E. The E has to go up to a D sharp. The A has to go down to a G sharp, A down to G sharp, and then the C sharp is good. So there's one note in common between a major 1 and a major 3. E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E sharp, G sharp, C sharp, E sharp, G sharp, C sharp. And then look at this move. The C sharp is still good, but we need an F sharp, an A, and a C sharp. Da, 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 da. I think that chord progression is also in Roy Orbison, You Got It. If you like this that sound, keep an eye out for that one. Kind of Roy Orbison-y, kind of 50s or 60s. Okay, now we might as well move up high. So let's go A, C sharp, E, right there. A goes down to G sharp, C sharp's good, and then we're gonna call that an E sharp. And see how if this was a D chord, this would be a C sharp right below it. And then F sharp minor. So one more time, we have A, C sharp, E, G sharp, C sharp, E sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp. Finish out, we got to get to a B chord. Okay, so if we're sticking in these high ones here, let's see, how would we do it? We could go like this. Yeah, maybe that. If we think about it as a, nah, let's stick with 3 notes. Let's go like this: B, D sharp, F sharp. There's your B chord, that's your 5 of, and then let's go B, E, G sharp, like that. So you can do the whole song here. Hey there, sorry to interrupt. Just a heads up, this is only a portion of the live class I did on this tune. To catch the full-length lesson, special guest interviews, and more, be sure to check out Broadcast Guitar's Patreon, link in the description below. Enjoy the rest of the video. Let's keep it moving. Let's go C sharp, E, A. Let's go C sharp, E sharp, G sharp. Let's go C sharp, F sharp, A. That's a minor 6. If you want to get advanced, you can just put a D sharp there. Remember we were finding those D sharps in the warm-up? D sharp, F sharp, A. That's a B7, which gives me G sharp, E, B, G sharp, E, B, G sharp, E. Now that I got you down in the low register, let's see if we can get through all 5 chords. A, C sharp major, F sharp minor, B major, E major. A, G sharp, C sharp, E sharp, that's our major 3, so I'm just inverting it. And then F sharp minor. Let's see, we could use that same shape, F sharp, B, D sharp. I've been using this one a lot recently. And then maybe E, G sharp, B, moved it up. There's an A. There's a C sharp 7. There's an F sharp minor. B7, E. Add a little character. You can go E, D sharp, D to get you there. Okay, so that's our look at. We looked at the circle of fifths. I mean, it's in there, but that's none of these. I don't have it. That's the chord progression. But I wanted you to feel really good about the one. I want you to feel good about that progression because that's how you really kind of write parts. Is you kind of look at the progression and you're like, what's going to work here? How can I cleverly fall into this next chord? So you can see there's a lot in there because like one note makes a huge difference. If you're here and then you just keep this E going when it goes to here, it's got a minor 3 sound. And if the rest of the band is playing C sharp major, you need to know to get to that E sharp to an F sharp. Okay, but now I'm glad I brought the graphics up because let's analyze the melody. Let's do it. Let's give it a listen. Okay, what do we got here?
It's never too late, dear, to say that you're the only one. Every day and night feels so wrong, but nothing else matters.
Yeah, I would ultimately say the riff is like a version of the vocal melody. So we can do them kind of at the same time. Let's do it. Let's look at this. So like the album version, they're either playing it here, E, F sharp, A, B, bend up to C sharp. And again, it's fun to just kind of sit and find ways to play it. You can do it. I like it here. E, F sharp, A, B, bend up to C sharp. If you don't like bending, make it your own. Slide. Might be helpful to just kind of see that so you don't have to think about the bends. Think about the notes by sliding into them or just play them single. So it goes. Look at, we're going to see a lot of the A major scale. It goes E, F sharp, A, B, C sharp. Then C sharp, B, A, F sharp. E, F sharp, A, B, C sharp, C sharp, B, A, F sharp, and that F sharp happens, you guessed it, over the F sharp minor chord. So this little pickup happens over the 5, E. So even just understanding that pickup over the E chord, E, G sharp, and B, that's that chord. He starts on an E note with the chord underneath, and he runs up E, F sharp, A, B. Now imagine if he just stayed on the B. Doesn't have the same sound. I hit the A there. We got. It's got a whole different feel. He slides up to a C sharp, which resolves it into the A chord. Maybe I hit an F sharp there. B there. A. C sharp, B, A, I need an F sharp. So right here I can feel, this is where you got to let the notes guide you because my hand would never want to go there or there. Just getting way up there. If you do it down here, E, F sharp, A, B, you could go C sharp there. You could go there. You could go. If you like to work on your bending, easier on electric, of course. But I want you to think about the composition. E, F sharp. So I'll show you how I put I have to think about the chord progression to add bass notes. So right there, C sharp right here, G sharp, C sharp, B. And he hits an A in the melody, so I got to get clever there. So we're going to have to go. Luckily, this F sharp becomes the melody, and I can just put it right there because it's in the high end of that chord. So anytime I'm trying to like organize, arrange a song for solo guitar, that's kind of how I'm thinking is like, I know I'm not gonna be able to keep big, pretty chords going the whole time. So it's just a matter of like keeping the melody going and getting some bass notes. Same thing, B power chord, B, F sharp, B, and then he makes it into that dominant 7. So there's a B, there's a B7, because we have B, F sharp, and A right there. So you'll see a lot of that. So we got, there it is. E, C sharp. So right there I show you how I leave the chord. And now I'm in luck because he hits a C sharp and I've already got my finger across one. B, A, F sharp, E. And you can see there when he gets to the 5 chord, he suspends that for a second with that F sharp. So I've got E, B, E, that's going to be my E chord, but I let that F sharp hang for a second. So I go. Changes it up here. He goes higher. He goes C sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. Because again, remember, the whole melody is made of the A major scale. That's almost true. He does hit an E sharp in there later when he sings. But I should say the riff is 100% major scale. So he goes C sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. And the way I'm going to make that work is I'm going to hit a C sharp like this. If I did it like this, it'd be pretty tough to go. See, now I've killed that string. So what I like to do is play it as a C dominant 7, like that. That way I can strum, and I can do that. Put that little A on top. There's a G sharp right there, and I can reach that F sharp if I need. But I won't need that F sharp over this chord. It would sound pretty terrible. Because keep in mind, we're playing around with, what do we got here? This guy. An E sharp, we don't want this one in there as well. So point being, we're going, then when he goes high, I would strum this guy. And then this one works again. There it is though. I mean, there's a ton to get from this one, which is you can really see how a chord, whether major or minor, turns into a 7th chord. So F sharp minor, F sharp, I need to get an E. We need to add a whole step lower to make a minor 7. So an F sharp is the high one. I need an E that's a whole step lower than F sharp, and it's right there. So he goes, and then remember I said he does it to the B chord. He plays the B and then makes it a B7. So you'll notice the feature that makes it either a minor 7 or a dominant 7 is adding a note that's a whole step lower than the name of the chord, the root. So to turn, let's say, an A into an A dominant 7, you'd have to add a note that's a whole step lower, which would be a G. He doesn't use that flavor in this song, but he does turn almost every other chord into a type of 7th chord. Like that. Like that. And then maybe like, there's an E7. I digress. All right, let's get back into it. Let's see. Then he does, okay. Say we got it. Let's say we got that part. Let me hit a topic so I don't forget. That was the riff, but what I also wanted to look at was maybe a little bit with the album. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of like bounce between. I got so into the instrumental there. But again, you can see the idea is you get the tune in your head, find the melody, and then figure out how to work those bass notes in. And if you can get even like a third in there, you know, more than just a root note, do that too. That's how I can get from like, then I got options up here. But let's see what's going on here. Yeah, the melody, same as the riff.
Feels so wrong, but nothing else matters, dear. You know our time keeps rolling on.
Then we got something here.
I used to think it was a silly idea. I kept myself
Hear that little guitar in the back?
reach of every door.
Now, I don't really know, I definitely don't know that part. But let's just think about the chords, and then we can kind of maybe guesstimate what's happening there. So over this section, we maybe call it a B section, he does switch it up. He goes to an F sharp major. Don't worry though, the circle of fifths is going to get you back to A. So think about what this is the 5 of. It's the 5 of this, which is the 5 of this, which is the 5 of this, A. We're in A. So for this section, he cleverly just makes it a major 6, major 2, then he ultimately just goes 1, 5, 6, but I think he's going, just plays like an inverted 5 with a G sharp in the root. Okay, so my point though being, can we just take the chords and see if we can maybe just like write a little part similar to the way he did there. So let's listen to it one more time, this little B section. Right here. So right there, I know he's on a B chord. So right there, and like I said, he's playing a lot of these as dominant 7th chords. So right off the bat, it's like, I know he's going to an F sharp 7. Let's figure out what those notes are. F sharp, let's just analyze it like maybe this. F sharp, C sharp, E, A sharp. Those are your 4 notes. F sharp, C sharp, E, A sharp. That's a C sharp, that's an E, that's an F sharp. So right off the bat, if he's up here, I know he wants to get into this zone. I wouldn't really want to like write a part way down here and then jump up here. So maybe he's playing like an F sharp right there. You could play an F sharp 7 like that. Maybe he's just in this zone, this little zone. What do we got here? F sharp, no, E, A sharp, C sharp. See how that would convey an F sharp chord? So let's see if we can hit that.
I used to think it was a silly idea. I kept myself just within reach of every door.
So right there, just a good excuse to like, you know, think about the notes and the chords, get clever up here. So we need to get from an F sharp 7, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E. So you can see you could get by just with E, A sharp, and C sharp. You could put an E there. Would you want to put a D sharp in this spot? I don't think so. Maybe a D would sound good because at this point it still kind of feels like we're in A. So I wouldn't put that D sharp there for sure. The D sharp's going to sound great over the next chord, but right here I would go. Then you could do, there's the D sharp, A, B. That's going to get us to that B7. So let's say you just wanted like a high part here. You could go. And you can already see it's kind of moving in a cool way. Like I'm going from here to here, and you know it's going to go here to here. Look at that. If you're a theory head, I think that's called a line cliche, when like chords are moving, but there's a chromatic thread holding them together. So what again? Right here, we got this F sharp 7 to a B7 to an E7, D, G sharp, B, and then maybe let's just go to C sharp, E, A, or E, A, C sharp if you want to stay high. So you go. Let's see if that works.
I used to think it was a silly idea. I kept myself
Was that the
just
part?
within reach of
Sorry.
every time keeps rolling on.
Here we go.
I used to think it was a silly idea. I kept myself just within reach of every door.
then we're back.
It's never too
That's kind of the last little thing that I forgot to analyze, which is he has to get out of that section. Also, really cool part, and I was, like I said, not playing the exact part. I had not figured it out, but I just wanted to show you, know the notes in your chords, and then you can come up with cool little parts, and you'll decode, the actual part as well. But I also wanted to say there's one little thing where he gets into that world of the F sharp, and it's like, how do you get back to the A? And he just goes, I had not seen this in a song before, I really like it. Where you're here, major 6, he just needs to turn to a minor 6, and remember, what's the chord that's gonna kind of reset it? It's the 5. So he goes, and then minor sounds good. Now I did kind of a weird voicing just to kind of like drive home that it's a C sharp, but you could play it like C sharp 7, like that. And so I think he's going, and then you're halfway through the verse. Da, 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 da. Okay, I just looked at the clock. We are approaching the intermission screen. Special guest Santiago Mijares is going to join us for a 15-minute interview Q&A with the gang. Hey, Josh from Broadcast Guitar here. Hope you've been digging these videos. This is just the tip of the iceberg. If you'd like to access the full-length lessons, get the handwritten tabs, or better yet, participate in my live weekly classes, Q&A sessions, and special guest interviews, head on over to Broadcast Guitar's Patreon and start your free trial today. I look forward to working on some music with you.